Good evening, everyone. My name is Anri Powell. I am coming from you all the way from Stellenbosch in the Western Cape in South Africa. And I'm so honored to share this evening with my co-host, Nic Papas. And we are excited, to do a short I'm going to try to keep it short training on AminoGuard, and we're also going to have 2 or 3 slides on the noni. We're excited to share this with you. Keep your pen and papers ready if you would like to have my slides and go through it more intensely, because there's a lot of big words in there. It will be good for all of the research I've done. Then please just send me your a mail, and I'm going to send you mine. I'm typing it as we speak, and you can just send me a mail and I will forward that to you. So that you have my slides, and you're more than welcome to use it whenever you want to. So yeah, that's it from my side. Over to you, Nic.
I'm very excited to do the Zoom with you. I enjoy doing Zooms with you. And the reason why we're doing the AminoGuard tonight is one, the ImPiLo. You know, ImPiLo, last Thursday of every month, we choose a product, we dive deep in the product. And I am super excited to hear what Anri is going to tell us, because Anri, you can't tell anything about AminoGuard. AminoGuard is Anri. When I see that AminoGuard tub every morning, I say, come here, Anri. Come here, and I'll start.
Awesome. Thanks, Nic.
Let's go with the slides. Let's talk about, we'll have a chit chat here as we go, and hopefully we'll impart some knowledge, especially those watching the recording. We're going to do it as quick as we can so that we can save you guys on the data, and also give you guys a little bit of a taste, especially in Nigeria, which is launching very soon, on what is coming to your country. So over to you, Anne.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into this. If there's a few words that I pronounce wrongly, I am so sorry, but you are with AminoGuard training with Anri Powell. Just let me get my slides here. Okay, so the first thing that we need to know and need to ask is, what is an amino acid? Okay, so basically it's compounds that we have. It's organic and it's in your body, and this is floating around, and all of those compounds are getting, or these acids are getting together, and they form proteins. So that is basically, in a nutshell, what amino acid is. So if you look at it a bit more, a bit more broader, then these are molecules that combine, as I said, to form proteins. But then it's also a building block, because proteins are a building block of your life. And we will get a little bit into that a little bit later. But when proteins are digested or broken down, amino acids are the things that are left. And then the human body uses these amino acids to make protein, again, to help the body. So those protein helps to break down the food. It helps you to grow. It helps you to repair body tissue. If you've been for surgery, or you have an injury, that's where that tissue, then that amino acids, which is protein, helps that grow. It repairs as I said, it repairs the body tissue, perform many other body functions, which I will get a little bit into, but not too much. And then also, it's also a source of energy for the body. Now, there's 3 different amino acids that's in your body, which is quite important to know. So first, you have an essential amino acid. Very important. Your body cannot make these essential amino acids. Okay, you get them in from food or supplements. Then secondly, you have your non-essential amino acids, and those can be produced by your body. And then thirdly, you have conditional amino acids, and these are usually essential acids, not essential acids, but when you go into when you're getting sick, or when you are growing a bit older, or when there's a lot of stress, then these amino acids are then becoming essential. And that's quite important, just to know that your body cannot make certain amino acids. That's the basic first number 1 thing that we need to remember. Okay, so if you have a diet that is combined with quinoa, I don't know if you know quinoa, it's almost like couscous. It's a very high fiber a product that you can use. Very, very nice. I love it. Eggs are an excellent source of a protein, containing all the essential amino acids that you need. Turkey, cottage cheese, mushroom, fish, legumes, and beans. If you get that in every single day of your life, there's no reason for your body to be supplemented by amino acid. But the moment you start exercising and the moment you start getting active, your body is breaking down those amino acids, which is the proteins in your muscles. And then you actually replenish that, and you need to fill that up constantly throughout the day to make sure you have the correct levels of the amino acids to restart and rebuild all the taken ones that's already been out there. So that's very important. None of us have a diet like this, and that is why AminoGuard is so essential. So AminoGuard, just quickly, is not only for an athlete. And I think that's very important to know. When you hear BCAA, you think, oh, it's the gym junkie and it's the muscle bodybuilding guy that looks like Johnny Bravo. I don't need to take amino acids, but there's definitely a place and a need for that. So what is BCAA popular for? Firstly, to increase muscle growth. So very quickly going to run through the slides and the content that I got. So the BCAA leucine, and we'll get to that. That is the leucine is the one that's the highest form in your BCAA. It's a certain, or it activates a certain pathway in the body that stimulates muscle protein synthesis, which is the process of making muscle. So those proteases and that whole thing is activated by leucine. And you will also see on our bottle that we have, you will see BCAA 211. Now the 2 is where the leucine comes in. That is much more leucine in the product because you need that two parts of leucine to make sure that the process of muscle making and that synthesis has been activated. Then they did a few studies. I pulled in a few studies, which I'm not going to go too greatly into, but people consumed a drink with 5.6 grams of BCAA after their resistance workout, and they had a 22% greater increase in muscle protein synthesis compared to those who were on a placebo drink. So very important to know that in combination with something like a whey protein when you exercise, or when you have a whey protein that you have in your day, that is adding to your diet. So don't stop with a whey protein. The BCAA does not replace your whey protein. In this another study that they did, they said the increase in muscle protein synthesis is approximately 50% less if you only do it with BCAA than when people consumed and combined it with a whey protein. So very nice that you can put a plant-based protein or a whey protein with that, and you actually are doubling up on the muscle growth that you want to do. And it's not just for bodybuilding. I'm going to say that a few times, because bodybuilding, you need a lot of other stuff that builds the muscle further. Every time that you exercise, you break down with the fat in your muscle, and that is making the muscle smaller. That's where the amino acid is then taken in, and I will repeat it again a bit later, but your amino acid gets taken into the muscle and not in the liver. So that's where that whole process starts. And then from there on, that builds up again to form the protein in your muscle and to make your muscle whole again. So that is just important to remember. Secondly, what BCAA does, it decreases muscle soreness. Now, everyone knows when you have exercised for a few days or never exercised for a long time and you start exercising again, your body is sore. You cannot sit, you cannot stand, you don't know what to do. You drink milk with baking soda in it. There's a lot of things that you can do for that muscle soreness, but this soreness is called delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS, or DOMS, like we call it in the exercising circles. And it develops about 12 to 24 hours later, and it's because that muscle that you've exercised, you have made little tears in that muscle. That's what you do when you start exercising. You actually are tearing that muscle, and then blood starts formulating with that. And then those bloods and those tears are actually very good, especially for osteoporosis when you are getting a little bit older, because that tearing of the muscle and the blood that formulates from there are then working back into the bone and into the importance of going back into the marrow of the bone to also prevent osteoporosis. So that's quite very important. Why people will also tell you, don't stop training with weights when you are getting older. Don't think you must just do walking or Pilates or whatever. Use a little bit of once a week, just, a little bit of weight exercises to tear those muscles and to make sure that you are also, just getting the blood flow back into your muscles. So the DOMS is then normally, it lasts for about 72 hours, which you will then you know, it's a short 72 hours. If you have done leg days or butt days, then you actually don't want to go to the bathroom and you shower instead of bath because you cannot get yourself out of that bath. But a research, there's been done a research as well, and they believe that that several, or the studies that they have done, they believe that the BCAAs that you are taking will definitely decrease that muscle soreness. Now, how they did the studies was just to look at the levels of creatine kinase, which is, creatine is also being formed in the muscles, which is an indicator of muscle damage. And then in the study, people who supplemented with BCAAs before squat exercises that they did with this group of people that they've did in the study, that reduced the delayed onset muscle soreness. And then the muscle fatigue compared to the placebo group were very much higher. So, or, you know, it was much lower. So the muscle didn't get that weak and that sore afterwards. And therefore, supplementing with BCAAs, especially before an exercise, may speed up recovery time. So you will also see when you use your BCAA, you can actually drink it anytime, but we do it just before we go into our practice session or exercise session. We start taking our BCAA before that, and then during that as well. Okay. Then it also reduces exercise fatigue. So, you know, when you're in the middle of this exercising, you sometimes get a dip. So you are all ready and up and go, and you are ready and you've taken your protein shake and you are all good to go. And then there's a slump in your exercise, regime, and you actually have fatigue in the muscle. That's why you're getting that. So just as BCAAs may help with decrease muscle soreness from exercise, they may also help reduce the exercise-induced fatigue. And everyone experiences fatigue and exhaustion when you do that. And it depends on the several factors, including exercise intensity or duration, environmental conditions, and a lot of other nutrition and fitness level and all those stuff that you then combine when you start exercising, especially when you started exercising after a long time. Your first 2 days are quite good. You feel like, oh, wow, I've got this. I actually haven't lost the energy, and, you know, I have it. And then on the third day, as you start exercising, that muscle is dropping because you already depleted your muscle when you started exercising, not putting enough back, not putting enough protein back into your muscles. And on the third day, you're actually depleting. And then that's where that depleteness comes from your muscle as well. In your brain, tryptophan is converted to serotonin, which is our happy hormone, and a brain chemical that is thought to be contribute to the development of fatigue during exercise. And in these 2 studies that they did, participants who supplemented with the BCAAs improved their mental focus during the exercise, which is thought to be a result from the fatigue reducing effect of the BCAA. So that was quite an interesting fact for me, because we have seen this with a lot of people that we've put this product on, was they tell you, I have a lot more energy when I exercise. I don't get that slump. I can go like a full 40 minutes into my exercise. And that's what you actually want. You want the full time on that. Then it also prevents muscle wasting. And I always think when I did this research, I was thinking of Nic in this time, because muscle proteins are constantly broken down and rebuilt. It's called synthesis or synthesized. And the balance between the muscle protein breakdown and the synthesis determines the amount of protein in your muscle. So it's breaking down, building up, breaking down, building up. And then that amount and that balance that there is then, causing actually the amount of protein in your muscle. And then at the end of the day, when you are going into signs of malnutrition, which occurs, normally with infections, or if you're very sick, like cancer, periods of fasting, my people that do these 5 and 10 and 20 days fasting, and then also the natural part of aging, we're all aging and your muscles are taking strain of that. That is when malnutrition comes in, and that's where that balance is then restored, or distorted. And then in humans, BCAAs account for about 35% of the essential amino acid found in muscle protein. And they account for 40% of the total amino acids required by your body to use every single day. And therefore, it's important when you went into a surgery like Nic did with his hip replacement, he had actually muscle fatigue, malnutrition. He was not moving. He was not getting the correct nutrition in like he would have always done. And by taking the BCAA, that actually replenishes and synthesizes that balance. And that's why your recovery will be much greater. And then it actually is, they say during times of muscle wasting, it will actually halt it or slow it in progression. So that was quite also a very interesting fact for me. So why BCAA, guys? If you read and if you go onto social media and on Google, you will actually see that a lot of people say you don't have to take supplements to get BCAA in because your food has it all in. And as I said, if you have a perfect notebook diet, then you will absolutely don't need any other supplements, but we don't. And that's why we need to look at ourselves. So as I said, BCAA makes up a large chunk of the body's total amino acid pool. And together they represent about 35 to 40% of all amino acids present in your body. And 14 to 18% of that is found in your muscles. So very important. And that's exactly where it's happening. And contrary to the most other amino acids, BCAAs, which is that clutter of amino acids, are mostly broken down in the muscle rather than in the liver. So it doesn't go through your body, go and sit in the liver, gets broken down, and then goes out to all the other organs. It actually gets broken down into your muscle, and that's where the work can immediately then starts working. And because of this, they are thought to play a role in energy production during exercise and all the other things that I just mentioned. So it plays, several roles. So like we said, it's a building block. They can help you with blood sugar levels by preserving liver and muscle sugar stores and stimulating your cells to take in sugar from your bloodstream. It reduces the fatigue you feel during exercise, like we just mentioned, because of the production of serotonin in your brain. And out of the three, as I mentioned, the leucine is thought to have the biggest impact on your body's capacity of build muscle proteins. And then meanwhile, the isoleucine and the valine seems more effective at producing energy and regulating your body and blood sugar levels. Okay, I'm almost done, so stick with me. As I mentioned, the 2-1-1, so the best ratio of any BCAA, and if you don't use AminoGuard and you use other BCAAs, or you see a friend next to you, plug out that big bottle of BCAAs. There's thousands on the market, and it's not a 2-1-1. You can definitely just, know in your heart you are getting the correct amounts of the compounds that needs to be in there. And that's what I just mentioned. The leucine offers the strongest anabolic effects on your protein synthesis. That means a bigger portion of leucine to isoleucine and valine helps boost muscle strength and lean muscle mass. So yes, BCAA then also assists in losing weight. And if you are on a correct diet and a correct exercise program, you will not just bulk, but you will also have a nice rounded muscle form because of the putback of the amino acids. And then the recommended dose by everyone that's on the market, safe between 4 to 20 milligrams or grams per day, and our serving size is 10 grams. It's only one scoop that you put into your water. Drink it before an exercise and during, and then you have to try it for yourself. If you really know your body and you know how sore you get, and you know what is happening in your body when you exercise and you start taking BCAA, you immediately feel the difference. You feel that fatigue not kicking in. You feel actually the next day, your body is not that sore than it used to be when you did the same training exercises. My son actually told me that the one day when I gave it, he said, "Mom, this thing doesn't work because I'm not sore the next day, and I've been exercising as much as I did last week, but what are you giving me because I'm not feeling sore?" And he didn't feel that I was exercising. And I actually explained to him how the BCAA works and how amazing it is for even a young child to, and it's not recommended to use in people under 18, but we feel safe enough and we trust the product enough to give it to our son. But even to explain to him how this body and everything in your body works. Now, guys, this is 9 amino acids that is essential that your body cannot make. There's 9 of them. I'm quickly going to run through them. You're going to read through. I don't want to go on. But if you go on the back of your label, you will see all 9 listed with 2 extras. There's actually 11 listed on here. So just quickly, leucine, like I just said, that's the main big daddy. That is the 2 compounds. That's the most that's going to be in your in your BCAA, and that helps with the whole cellular process, with protein synthesis, tissue regeneration, and metabolism. Then the L-isoleucine, like I just said, that's the 1 and the 1. These are the 3 most important ones. This one improves the immune system, including immune organs, cells, and reactive substances. And then your L-valine is essential for mental focus, muscle coordination, and emotional calmness. So people may use valine supplements for muscle growth, tissue repair, and also energy. Then if you look at L-lysine, that appears to help the body absorb calcium, and it plays an important role in the formation of collagen. So ladies, if you see something that's got L-lysine in, we want collagen, and that is one of the amino acids that will bring that back into your body. The L-threonine, that is aiding in mainly healthy skin, teeth, collagen, elastin, and muscle tissue. It also helps with digestion, metabolism, and preventing fat buildup in the liver. And then the L-methionine is an antioxidant, and it helps protect the body from damage caused by ionizing radiation. And it also may detoxify harmful substances in the body, such as heavy metals, which we don't hope that you get in. Then the L-phenolphthalein, they actually had a description on how to pronounce the word, which I didn't put it in, but that's to make proteins and other important molecules in your body. And it has also been studied as treated for several medical conditions like skin conditions and also depression. Then there's L-histidine in it, which is inflammation and digestion. It helps in the nervous system. It helps with digestive support, antioxidant support, and also joint support. And then the L-tryptophan is an essential amino acid that helps the body make protein and certain brain signaling chemicals. And then also it helps also to build in a brain chemical, or to change the L-tryptophan into a brain chemical called serotonin, which is our happy drug again, and that controls mood and sleep as well. Then the other three that's added on that list, which is not part of the 9, is the L-taurine. That just have an important function in the heart and brain, and it also helps your nerve growth. L-tyrosine is an essential component for the production of several important brain chemicals called neurotransmitters. And then the sodium, which is also added into your product. The human body requires a small amount of sodium to conduct nerve impulses, contract and relax the muscles, and maintain the proper balance of water and minerals. And they say that it's estimated to have about 500 milligrams of sodium daily for these vital functions. And if you take AminoGuard, you are sure to at least have, I think it's 34 milligrams of those 500 already. And the rest you get through your food and the stuff that you put into your body. So if you even thought that you don't need something like AminoGuard, I hope that all of these 9 and plus the last 3 that I gave through, I hope it just triggered something in your brain to say, you need these amino acids every single day in your life to help build those protein building blocks, but also from there to take that into all the other stuff that I just read. That's important things for your body, important things that you need to know. Just a few side effects that you get on a normal BCAA, and I will repeat that again, a normal BCAA and not AminoGuard. So if you drink a normal BCAA, it can make you a little bit jittery. They put in a lot of sugar and caffeine to make that, to give you the spike when you exercise. You may increase water retention. You may cause digestive upset. I remember when Jimmy was using one of my BCAAs before AminoGuard was on, he always, after an exercise, would tell me that his tummy is hurting. And also this athlete that we sponsored, Irma Sparks, said that was one of the biggest things for her when she's doing long races and long obstacle course races, that she got, because of the BCAAs that they use, they get stomach aches. That's quite a normal anti and side effect from BCAAs. And that's, she said, and it also can cause you headaches. But she said, and you can look onto her, it's FitSpark50. You can follow her on Instagram. It's a professional athlete that we sponsored for 3 months just to try out the product and give us a little bit of feedback. And we wanted to get her onto the call tonight, but unfortunately she was not available, but we will get her soon. She's not in the country currently. But according to her, she said that she started, the moment she started using AminoGuard, she did not experience one of the above side effects that she has experienced with a lot of other BCAAs. And that's something that we can testify to as well. So guys, this is my favorite go-to. If you haven't tried it ever in your life before, give it a go. It doesn't have a plastic taste. It's got no sugar in. It's got no extra caffeine in. It's got the real awesome, amazing things that you need to get all the 9 amino acids into your body to help you replenish and do all the amazing things that you do. And on top of that, you can enjoy this as an amazing berry burst flavored drink throughout your day. If you're not exercising, you can drink it throughout your day, put it in your water to make your water a little bit more accessible. And but if you're in the training, if you ever thought of maybe just start training a little bit, then this is your new training buddy. And that's it from my side.
Anri, I just want to ask you something.
Yes.
So now we've got AminoGuard. Put noni, put Tahitian noni next to it.
Oh my goodness.
Because
then
what
you're going to grow wings and fly.
What I did this morning is I took my AminoGuard, but I put my 30 mils of noni juice inside there. I made a cocktail.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
So yeah, you've got, and listening to your presentation, which was super awesome, by the way. Well done.
Oh, thanks, Nick.
Thank you. What I know about the AminoGuard is there's 20 amino acids, right? And 9 of the 20 is what your body cannot produce, what we've got here. Okay. And that is what I liked. And then you put the 270 plus antioxidants that the Tahitian noni juice has, plus the natural adaptogens. You know what? There's going to be so many nicks running around here because I'm a Superman. You know what I'm saying? I also do my numbers every day. So again, Deanna Latson's done it. You know, we have super top products, and we found a lot of value in what you were saying, and it was an awesome presentation. I learned a lot. A lot, and like you said, you know, a lot of people overlook it. They don't know. I mean, I didn't, but they don't know the importance of the amino acids that you need to put into your body every single day. You know, coupled with the rest of the hero products, it's game-changing stuff, and this is what we bring into the African continent. That is what excites me. Now, I've got something more exciting to tell you guys also, okay, to show you. So leading up to Tuesday, 7 o'clock SA times Zoom, which everybody must be on. Tell your teams, tell them to buy data. They've got to be on that Zoom. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock Nigeria time. I think it's 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. We've got to be on that Zoom on Tuesday. But one thing that's going to be revealed on Tuesday is this. Let me just do my thing here. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the look of the new thermo packaging? This is one of the things that are going to be revealed on Tuesday night. I think it's awesome. I think it's amazing.
Love it.
You know, from where we are, don't throw your thermo bottles away because you're going to use them and say, this is where we started. That is what it looked like. This is what it looks like now. So we are scaling up. We are shifting gears. And that's the amazing thing about us. That's what makes me excited. So guys, Anri, thank you so much. Just in closing, Tuesday night, again, 7 o'clock South African time, introductory call with John Wordsworth and Darren Zobrist. Be on the call. Lots of news, lots of introductions, lots of golden nuggets. Be on the call, Anri. You can close up. That's it.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Thank you so much for hosting this with me as well. Yeah, guys, I just want to end off to say you are the only person who can look after your body. And if you have the supplements that you can buy from your own shop, why not do that? And why not inspire every single person to open up their own shop to get these amazing products, to do that from them for themselves and for their families. So thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it that you took the time out for that. I really appreciate people that gift their time. I do believe that that's the most precious thing that you can give someone. And thank you for me also to share that with you. I appreciate it a lot.
So
have a good evening.
That's your story, eh?
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's it.
That's it. That's the end. Love you guys so much. What an incredible.
Thank you, guys.
Love you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.